Hey everyone, my name's Hugo and this is Sell Quick Ship Quick. And this is little sidekick here, Luca, helping me out today. So this video, as you saw from the title, it's about getting ready for going on a trip. Whether you're going on vacation or just traveling for business, the hardest part about it as a reseller or having your own business at home is what do you do with your business, your shipping and everything while you're away from it. Now, there are some people that actually carry it with them. I've heard of people who have their store on a trailer and they travel with it. It's kind of awesome, but we can't all do that. So first things first, we got to talk about what you can do. And so the platforms I'm talking about normally is like eBay, Poshmark, Mercari. They all actually have a feature that offers what would be kind of like vacation mode. And oftentimes what this means is it allows you to have some kind of banner that lets your buyer know, hey, you can buy from me, but just heads up, I'm away from the office for X amount of time. This is convenient and this is the quickest and easiest way to do things. But in our experience, putting vacation mode has actually hurt our store. Definitely has hurt us with our eBay in terms of we've done it and it just kills your traction. So instead what we do is we adjust for it. So the most important thing about shipping and going on your trips here, it's really the main thing that happens there is making sure you don't mess up your shipping policy, for example, especially with eBay. That's the most important one, I think, from the different platforms. And so strictest. So if your policy states that you ship within a day and you're traveling, well, you can't ship within that day. And if you don't change your policies, and meaning your handling time, you will get dinged. And you don't want that. All that messes with your record and everything, and you want to keep yourself at high standing or, good standing. So the key thing is changing your handling time. Figuring out how many days you need can get tricky because you'll sit there and say, okay, if I leave Tuesday and I'm back on Friday, how many days do I need? And you start trying to figure it out. To be honest, give yourself at least 2 days of cushion just in case. And as you're going through your trip, again, we have access to our stores through our phones and laptops and tablets. You can go in and do a bulk edit, especially on eBay, bulk edit and change those handling days. In other words, getting it closer and closer to the real time. So, for example, we're going to be out for a few days. At first, it's going to say 5 days. In about 2 days in, I'm going to cut it down to 3 days. And then since the weekend's included in there, I don't have to worry about it because weekends aren't required. So we start cutting until we get back to our standard same-day shipping, which is what we do. Now, again, this is all to come back to your standard, whatever it is, 1 day, 2 day shipping. The other thing to keep in mind is it's not just to change your shipping handling. Sorry, that's our kitty cat here. It's not just to change your handling time for the day you leave. Now, what happens with eBay, especially, some buyers don't pay right away. So if you get a purchase a couple days before you go on your trip and they don't pay, and then they pay while you're on your trip or right before you trip, they are held to the original policy of whatever your shipping handling was. She is so vocal. Ginger, go. And so with that in mind, I also recommend if you're gonna know you're going out on a trip, give yourself, again, some more cushion space. At least 2 days before you go on your trip, change your handling time then so any of those issues won't fall. We've had things where people wait to pay and then last minute, all of a sudden they pay while we're on our trip and we have to send them an email and tell them, hey, we're out of town. We won't be back until X date. Our apologies, but we won't be able to get your shipment out on time. Okay, and then that leads me to communication. Now, another key thing to have during your travels is communication, and that's with your buyers, specifically buyers that are purchasing or have already purchased your items. You want to make sure you let them know when you're going to actually ship. So if you're traveling and you know you're not going to be back until, say, Monday to ship, let them know, hey, thank you for your purchase. I just want to let you know ahead of time, I'm out of town and I'll be shipping on Monday, and give them the date so they know when to expect shipment to update. This is important even if you change your handling to do. because sometimes buyers don't read the handling time. They'll just go along and buy it. We've had buyers just buy it and then within a day ask us, why haven't you shipped? Even though our handling time says it's 2-3 days. Now, that's why we say as soon as we get a purchase, or at least end of day, we'll check our sales and we'll go through and communicate again with our buyers to let them know, hey, we're out of town, thank you for your purchase, we will get this as soon as possible, as soon as we get back on whatever date that may be. Bonus of working at home. So most of the stuff I'm talking about is about eBay, and that's because eBay has more strict policies around their shipping policy, especially when they allow you to create your own, so they expect you to uphold your own policy, which makes total sense. But this also applies to the other ones in terms of communication especially. So Poshmark and Mercari, the other main platforms we sell, they actually give you a few days to ship, and even if you're late, they tell you, hey, you should probably ship this, and you let them know, I'm gonna ship within 2-3 days. So the shipping is not too strict, and again, that's where communication comes. Even though on Poshmark, you don't have to ship within a day, we like to communicate with our buyer, send them a message, say, hey, thanks for your purchase, just letting you know we will ship out on X date. Again, communication is key because happy buyer normally means positive transaction. And even other platforms like Vestiaire. If you're not familiar with Vestiaire, it's the platform that bought out Tradesy. So we had our items up on Tradesy, so they automatically went over there. So we've been using it. And with the sales there, same. We get up to 5 days to ship. So it's, again, not very strict, not very stressful about shipping there. But for traveling purposes, again, if you're going on short trips, those platforms aren't really something you got to worry about. But it goes back to communication. Now, one more thing. You want to say something? Do you want to participate in the video? Do you have something to say about shipping? Shipping policies? Are shipping policies exciting for you? No? I think they're exciting. Well, to be clear for those who are listening to us, because if you're unfamiliar with us, we also put our videos up as podcasts. So some of you might be listening wondering what I'm doing. I'm talking to our little kid here. But once again, I wanted to come back to preparation, and that's when you come back. Now, hopefully, while you're gone, you got great sales, which means when you come back, you might have a lot of shipping. So that's where that cushion time comes into play. If you know it's gonna be a lot of shipping to take care of, and you might not be able to really wanna stress and do it all in one day. If you come back Monday, maybe tell people you'll ship Tuesday. Now, if you get it out Monday, that's just nicer. You're gonna get your items out before they expect it. No one gets upset about that. But if you have Tuesday, then you get to have a little bit more time to prepare yourself, prepare your shipments, make sure you get them right, and you don't worry, stress, and get them out rushed and make mistakes. One of the most common mistakes that happen when people rush big amounts of orders is mixing up shipments. And that's a pain because that means at least 2 transactions are ruined. Now, can you fix it? Yes. And if you're curious, I'll do a video about how to fix those. But again, if you're prepared and give yourself a little bit of time, it'll help when you come back to do your shipping. Now, hopefully, Luca and I were able to help you understand how we prepare ourselves for our travels. We got a trip coming up right now, so we've been doing all of these steps. Again, we put our stores, we changed our handling time a few days already ago, right before we leave, make sure no sales are gonna sneak in and give us any trouble while we're gone. And as we're going through in the next couple days, I'm gonna start changing our handling time back to normal. In our case, we get back during the weekend. So I have the weekend to prep and ship for Monday. So I don't have to worry about stressing and adding an extra day for myself. Like I said, Jeff. Again, I'm curious to see how you handle your shipping. How do you do it? Do you put your store on vacation mode? Do you do what we do and just adjust handling? Some people just don't want to worry about a thing, so they'll just go ahead and do the vacation mode. And that's fine. Just again, it's what works for us, and again, what we've seen keeps our sales going while we're away. So let me know in the comments. And remember, if you want to communicate, let us know how you do things. leave them in the comments, or you could also reach out to us on Instagram. And if you're interested in just listening to some of these episodes or past episodes, you can find our videos on audio tracks on podcasts around, anywhere. Spotify, iTunes, Anchor. So, and with Spotify's new feature, you could actually watch us on Spotify. And you get to see what little Luca looks like, chomping away his fingers. All right, gotta get back here. But have a great time and let us know. You got something to say, Luca? Yeah, do you have something to say? He's very interested in shipping, aren't you?